Just here to make Aaron Andy.
Margaret, I swear to God. I'm actually going to do today a little bit different. Hang on a second. Let me pop this down. I'm actually just going to go straight to this screen. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? How are we? JK, welcome in. Kiki, welcome in. Ophia, darling, welcome in. Bubble, welcome in. How are you? Ryle, welcome in. Diogo, welcome in. Ryan AMC as well, welcome in. Punk Princess, my love, welcome in. Mithla, of course, welcome. And Mithla being bloody first. Ryan, welcome in, my love. Laura, welcome in. Other Ryan, oh my God, the Ryans are here. Where's the Ryan tag? That's the real question. Not a funny joke. Charlie, welcome in as well. How are we all feeling? As a genuine... Baba? Shizzy, what are you doing, honey? What is there by the bin? Hang on. Sheridan's found something in the bin. Hi, Royal. Welcome in as well. Give me a second, everybody. I'm so sorry. Sheridan has decided as soon as I go live that it's the time to play with the bin. Shizzy, what's here, honey? Is it your... Oh. Shiz, come in. Go, Shizzy, go. Come on, you gotta play with the ball, honey. Shiz. Ready, go. Oh, you're such a... Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I want to love you very much. Come here. All right, never mind. How about you just take the ball that you're playing with? And you... Puppy? Excuse me. Shiz. Go. Oh, you were so close, honey. Come here. Oh, good girl. There you go. Ready? Go. Okay, good hunting. She's really good at defending the fort. If we ever get robbed, I'll know that she will let them take everything. Hi, Thea. How you doing? Elliot, how are you doing? It's not a dog. First off, Mithla, its name is Satan. So if we could refer to it as Satan, please. Satan, honey, come here. It's all right. Let go of the bed. It's all right. It's okay. How you doing? Are you letting people see a rare moment where you're not being a bitch? Okay. That's fair enough. You don't like to be picked up. Anyway, sorry. Speaking of Satan, hang on, I've got one more small bin. Small bin. Oh, you don't growl at me, do you? No. You don't growl. Oh, come here, beautiful. Hello, my gorgeous man. Look at this. Hi, Meg. Welcome in. Lizzie, welcome in as well. Poppy, of course, welcome in. Poppy, you do not have to do that. Very naughty. No, but he is smaller being. He's not big. He's tiny man. Oh, shit, you brought me the ball. Thanks, honey.
Welcome to the house of God.
Good. Lizzie, no. Guys, no. No. Stop it. Would you like to go play with Shez? Okay, ready? Off you go. Bye-bye. I know, I love you too. Okay, good chat. Hi, Lazy, welcome in. So, team. Lord Almighty. Cinnamon!
Love you so much, Markiskas.
Markiskas. Markiskas. Hello, and Mrs. Angelface, hello, my love, welcome in. How are we all doing, team? It's been a few days. It's been a couple of days, hasn't it? So how are we all feeling? How are we all doing? I'm all right, Mrs. Angelface. I'm just a little bit, so sorry, you guys want to see the cats. I'll move off to the side. I forgot. Sorry. This is a kitty stream. By the way, guys, can we get, hang on, cut the music. Cut the production. Can we get a massive fucking happy birthday to Ryan? No, I'm joking, not Ryan. Can we get a happy birthday to Sarah the scientist? Happy birthday to
Big breath.
you. Happy birthday, Sarah! For those who don't know, Sarah is like the OG Sarah on this stream. The Sarah that's in the hype train, that's this Sarah. The Sarah that's in the command, that's this Sarah. Any Sarah that is mentioned on this channel is most likely this Sarah. Sarah is a fucking amazing, she's gonna hate me for this, I don't give a shit. Sarah is a fucking amazing person, and without Sarah, I would be nowhere near where I am today. Excuse me, Shezi. She decides, she's got these little like foam balls, right? Mythla, you shut the fuck up. Sarah, no, I didn't forget you, Sarah. I didn't forget you. Sarah, no, please forgive me, Sarah. It was a mistake, honest mistake. You having fun there, Bubby? Oh, gorgeous man. But yes, I hope you guys are all doing good. I am overwhelmed, I think is the way that I would put it. I did not expect the things that I was saying
Stop
to
being generous.
Lizzie?
You know the rules.
Lizzie? What are you doing? Lizzie, no, that is far. Oh, I just realized there's no music. I turned it off. Lizzie, that is far too kind. Far too kind and far too generous. Naughty. Okay, where is my music? Excuse me? Harris Heller, why is there 10 seconds of dead silence after one of your songs? Ridiculous. Harris, get your shit together. But guys, thank you for that. That's really, really kind. That's really kind. Hi, Milo, welcome in. Oh no, Lizzie, of course, my love. Of course. But you do not have to. That's far too kind of you, my love. Enjoy your lurk. Thank you, guys. I just wanted to have like a debrief. This is not a bashing session. If you've come for drama, you're not getting drama. I wanted to have a discussion, not as in like, I want to have a talk with you. I just wanted to kind of discuss everything that's gone on. I think, maybe for my sanity, which in that case sucks, but we're doing it. It's just been a lot the last couple of days. It has been a lot, and I've had a lot of very intense conversations. This music is really not matching the vibe we're after I'm feeling. I'm feeling like maybe this is better off without music. And hi, Darth, welcome in. Hi, GB, welcome in as well, my love. But no, this is not a bashing session. I'm not here to bash anyone. This doesn't come and fall down onto any one person. This is like a big issue that we're discussing. I will be discussing some details of things, but I'm going to do my best not to mention too many names, because it's not necessarily important, if that makes sense. Hi, Fragile, welcome in, and Tranquil, welcome in. Who are we going to marry? We've already married Alex. So that is the love of our life. We love it. We're so happy within our marriage with Alex. No, I was having an interesting discussion this morning with someone. Well, there was a comment made on one of the posts, of course, and it kind of made me realize that I'm really not going to be able to please everyone, and there's always going to be someone who thinks I'm an asshole or someone who thinks I'm the villain, which is I have to now navigate in my head as reminding myself that that's someone's narrative. It doesn't mean it's the only narrative, right? So this person basically said that I was basically stupid. I didn't understand semantics because I was taking the definition of the LGBTQIA plus tag on Twitch.
No. Bobby, I've been loving your streams, and I'm sorry you've
Oh,
had
that's
some
okay.
stressful days. We love you though.
Love you too, Deathbuilds. But thank you for the sub. 3 months. That's insane. That's insane. I think everyone's had a couple of stressful days. The last couple of days, at least if you've been involved in the conversation that's been going on, it's been a little bit stressful. But so yeah, the person basically just implied that I don't understand semantics. I'll see if I can find the actual post where it is. Guys, no, we're not doing this kindness thing. Stop it. We're not doing this kindness thing. Stop it. 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 Is it less or more aggressive without the music in the background? Unimportant question.
Got it. OMGWEE.
Wee. I really need to move that thing so it's not literally on my face. Like I should probably...
Oops, hello.
No, guys, this is not what we're doing. This is not what we're doing. We're having a discussion. We are having a discussion about what's going on. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Leave it, please. Kiki, leave it, please. For once, please leave
Okay,
it.
kindness.
I'm not going to have this conversation with you while there's a hype train going on. It seems very out of touch. It seems very out of touch. Guys, no hype train. No, I appreciate it. You're all very lovely and very kind, but enough. Okay. Okay, but
A discussion, but with bits.
Laura... Hang on. Is this another case of not understanding semantics? Are we just not understanding
Stop
semantics?
being generous. You know the rules.
Fred. I really need to move this alert thing. Hang on. Where is my alerts? That's the other alert.
Kisses.
That's that alert. This alert. I need to move this baby.
No.
I think we need to put her
Is she
here.
Just in time for a hype train?
I think we need to put her just there. How do we feel? So then that way, when it comes up, it's not just like all over my face. Ryans, you better stop with your gatekeeping. Enough. Apparently, I just don't understand, sir. I don't understand semantics. Anyway, this person said, but they choose...
Stop being generous.
Comrade!
You know the rules.
We're not... No, it doesn't work. It's got to go back. It's got to go back. It's got to be huge. You know what? Let's go bigger than we did
Enough is
before.
enough, moo ha 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 ha.
Moo ha ha ha! Comrade, we're not doing...
I'm not being
No,
generous.
no.
Dear throwing kisses.
No.
Hi there, I'm a fellow queer musician, streamer, and I just
Charlie!
wanted to say I appreciate your presence.
Oh, my lord, welcome in, my love. Well, welcome in to... I mean, can we even define this as a safe space? That is the question we're asking these days, isn't it? Is it a queer space or a safe space? Bloody hell, this conversation. Comrade, you are so freaking kind and generous. That is so naughty of you. Stop it. Stop it. No, Chibi, I totally understand, my love. I totally understand. It was very intense. I had to step back a couple times to just... Just kind of breathe. Just kind of breathe.
Oh, shit, he's coming again. A sentence again I've not often said.
You guys are being so cheeky. You guys are being so cheeky. Cedars, naughty. A lovely space. Well, I mean, if I'm here, is it really all that lovely? I'm gonna have to try harder to make me stop. Comrade, what tools can I use, right? No, it's not the streamiversary. No, comrade. That will be in just over a week. In 8 days. It's our 1 year on Twitch. Holy shit. The amount of things that have happened in a year. It's fucking crazy. Also, speaking of crazy, this overexposure. Excuse me?
A
Catherine!
sentence again I've not often said.
Just
Oh.
let us have this and then you may talk.
My Lord Almighty. My Lord Almighty. I might do the Hype Train song, if you get to the Hype Train song, after the discussion. Because it just feels a little interesting to be talking about this and then all of a sudden I'm like, it's a motherfucking Hype Train. Yes, no, Mrs. Angelface, you won't regret it. Click on the link. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful private content, guys. Please do not share the link anywhere, or also post the link on your Twitters and your Discords. Is my mouth louder than normal? Wait, what do you mean? Am I louder than I usually am? Chrissy!
A sentence again I've not often said.
Queen, you deserve this. Off to bed for me.
Stop
but
it. The lot of you with your
are.
69. Just stop it. My mic seems
A
loud.
sentence again I've not often said.
Hang on.
Throwing kisses.
Hang on. I was having an issue yesterday. Give me a second. Let me see if I can turn this down. No, I haven't changed any gain, guys. I've not changed anything on my mic. So let me see what the issue is. Please tell me it's not like weird and crackly as well. Oh, that gain is so loud. Did it automatically change something? Sorry, I just realized you can literally hear the entire background. Let me go into this. Why did the gain change? Hang on, this should be the volume that it's at, right? It should be around, I believe I have it about the 35%, if not 30%. Why would it, why would that change? I didn't update anything. You can hear everything. Hang on, hang on. Psst. Damn. Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord.
Miss Cuperican. That is so naughty. Miss Cuperican, that is so naughty of you. Mythla, prick up your ears. Prick them up. Elgato, we've had an update, Elliot. That might have done it. Because apparently Elgato doesn't understand how to update things without resetting every little moment. And I'm louder. Great ASMR setup though. Heaven. Yes, Ryan. And Ryan. The ASMR setup team. Thank you for the hype train. We do not need to do the hype train, okay? Mrs. Angelface, that was for you. Whisper about being naughty, okay? GB, oh my goodness.
Throwing kisses, throwing kisses, throwing kisses.
Stop it, you guys are being naughty. Ryan, stop. Cedars, stop. GB, Laura, stop. Stop. Thank you, my dear. That's not a problem, Mrs. Angelface. Not a problem at all. I don't know why I went Irish for that for a second.
Being generous. You know the rules.
No, I'm turning my gain down so I can scream at you. Comrade! Comrade, stop it!
What
So
to do?
naughty! Your finger did not slip! Stop it! Are you kidding me? Okay, we obviously can't wait. We obviously can't wait for this hype train because y'all have zero chill. Zero chill at all. So for those who've not been here before, I am so sorry for what you're about to witness, but also I'm so not sorry for what you're about to witness. I will change the lights in the background. Please do not let me forget to change them back so we don't have this the entire stream. No, we want the crossfade. Oh, look at that crossfade. Isn't that nice?
Zoom.
Well, shit.
Ooh.
Looks like someone didn't listen. That's you. Naughty, naughty. So naughty. But as Carol always says... Thanks, Carol. If you can't beat them, join them. Well, here we go then.
Boom.
Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary pals. Put your hands in the air. It's a motherfucking hype train. Oh, don't act surprised. You're not fooling anyone.
You did this to yourselves. I literally said stop.
It's a motherfucking hype train! Oh my god, no, stop. We are not doing beer. No. Yes.
No.
It's a motherfucking hype train! Guys, we are not doing this today.
Oh my fucking god. You are in big fucking trouble.
It's a motherfucking hype train!
You are not allowed to be nice to me. Like, how many times do I have to say it? Just relax for literally
This needs
1
to
minute.
stop.
I actually can't believe
You guys are ridiculous.
Oh my fucking god.
No more bits.
No more subs.
No more generosity.
Stop being generous.
You know the rules.
Mum, seriously, get out. I'm in the middle of the bloody hype train
Are you
song.
guys gonna stop?
No. Fuck. That's it. I'm bringing in the big guns. Watch out, bitches. Sheridan's here. Yes, Chef. Break it down, baby girl. Yeah. I fucking love
Let's
you,
bring out
Sheridan.
Sebastian.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh my god, he's so small.
What a little baby.
What the fuck is going on? I have no idea.
Porque no los dos?
Get it, 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 get it. These are my two little babies.
I love them so much.
You all better be spamming the chat with emotes, because honestly, this beat took forever. It took a really long time. Like super long. On a scale of 1 to 10, how gay would you put this beat? Like 1 being like not very gay, and 10 being like gay. Yeah. Is there any point that you kind of regret coming here? Yes. Like you look at me and you look at yourself and you go, What am I doing?
Every
I
day.
think this is a good time to reflect on past actions. For example, bits, subs, and gifted subs. Stop fucking doing
Seriously,
it.
stop.
I have lost complete control of this classroom. My teacher voice is out and my mum fingers in your face. You better watch it.
Yeah, watch
It's a motherfucking hype train. In all seriousness, though, I cannot thank you enough for the fucking love and support that you show this channel. I love you.
It's a motherfucking hype train.
It means the absolute world to me, and from now on, honestly, sit down, stop cheering bits, and fuck your lesson 3.
It's a motherfucking hype train. So naughty. So naughty. So naughty. I told y'all. Naughty. Stop it. Laura! Look at the faces! What do you mean you can't hear me? What do you mean? What do you mean? Zoom! No, I know the mic is super quiet on that one, just so you don't hear this the whole time. Are you ready? Ah! Margaret, stop it. All of you guys, thank you. Oh! Oh no, I need to thank you. Oh my Lord. Look at that new level 5 hype emote.
No.
Oh my
A
god.
level 5 hype train.
Steroids, hello, my love. Welcome in. Hang on, I got to change these colors back before everyone has there's too much color. You want to hear the chair shake, Chibi? Oh yeah, Chubba, you want to hear the chair shake? I'm well, Steroids. How are you, my love? Hazel, guys, for everyone that contributed to that hype train, thank you so much. You do not need to do that. Comrade, you are in a lot of fucking trouble, and I know that you know this. I know that you know this, and I know that you thrive off of this. You thrive. I got the poodle smoking the blunt. Are you sure it's not a doggy treat, Ryan? Are you sure not doggy treat? People got some squawks. Dang, these things are going off. I know, Cinnamon. Aren't these cute? Stop it. Oh my Lord. Okay, sorry, team. Thank you. That is so kind of you. But you guys know you do not have to do that. You do not have to do that. Lord Almighty. Listen to this music. It's just like, it's pumping me up when I'm telling you guys to like chill out. It's a bit of an oxymoron. I'm going to change the mode because I'm now sweaty and we love. Wait, why did that do that? Excuse me. As if that did that. That's so silly. You're so silly. There we go. Okay. Look, I'm not gonna lie. The animals are fucking cute. Like, the animals are pretty fucking cute. They're pretty fucking cute. Okay. Let's have a discussion about what's going on, because I do need to get some things off my chest. Thank you guys for your love and support with the hype train. And also, guys, thank you for your love and support just in general. Even if you like, even if you've not necessarily agreed with everything I've said or the way I've said everything. And Alex, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. I can't get a sentence in. I cannot get a sentence in. Fred, I'm not gonna be no, I was gonna make a joke about how like I'm not gonna be suspicious. No, I'm gonna too many syllables. Not gonna be suspicious. It's too many syllables. But Alex, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We cannot wait to corrupt you. Or if you're already corrupted, then you're in the right place. Welcome in. You're in the right place. Welcome in. How are you? Sorry, did you want to literally, Elliot? I'm like, I want to talk so it's good for my sanity. Y'all are like, shut the fuck up. Here's some Brits. Okay. Enough. But yes, I just wanted to have a bit of a discussion because there's been some things that were said and some things have gone down the last couple of days that are just very intense, and I think that they're worth talking about. Again, if you've come for drama, if you've come for me bashing a whole bunch of people, this is not the space to do it. This is not the space to do it. I'm not doing it. But I do want to discuss some things that have happened from my perspective, and also maybe try and work out from some other people's perspective why they're saying what they're saying or coming from the perspective they're coming from. You guys know that I never like to say like that someone is completely wrong. You know what I mean? I don't like to say that someone's completely wrong because to them, they're not wrong. You know, they're coming from a place of their own truth. So I do want to keep that in mind as we have this. However, I'm very disappointed in some of the conduct I've seen from some people. I've been blocked by a couple of people, which is understandable. If they don't want to see me or what I have to say, that's totally fine. But I do think that the reason I've been blocked is because it's not because what I've said has actually hurt or upset them or told them they're a bad person. It's the fact that they don't want to acknowledge that they have done something and it is not forgiveness is not owed to them, I think is how I want to place this. So there's been a couple of people who have blocked me. Namely, if we're gonna have a conversation, let's be honest about it. So the initial tweet that started this, Happy Star, the beautiful, beautiful streamer, human Happy Star, made a post about, if you are a safe space, let me know in the comments below. It's Pride Month, so let's just, and so there was a comment made that was quite passive aggressive, and used the word abuse to describe a situation where they were asked and educated on the fact that the use of the tag by people who are not within the community could potentially be harmful and offensive to the community. Right, an open discussion. No one said anything about whatever. Nothing was aggressive. I believe I was also in there. Want someone to try and report you for not playing? Okay, I'll change the tag. I'll change the tag, Ryan, okay. Chatting. Just chatting. Let me change the tag. There we go. Okay. Report me. So then, I'm the one, I know, right? I'm aware. It's you and it's Ryan. It's the Ryans. It's always the fucking Ryans. Where's my drink bottle? Actually, hang on. For all this juicy conversation. So anyway, this happened, and I believe that I spoke in a way that was both. No, I'm gonna be completely honest with myself. I spoke the last couple of days, depending on the person, I've been pandering to making other people feel comfortable in conversations that I feel uncomfortable in. That's how I'm gonna put it, because that's essentially what's happened. And as you guys can see, it actually, after a while, has taken a bit of a toll on me. After pandering to other people's feelings and emotions, while no one seems to really be pandering towards mine, is, no, Catherine, no. It's not with you. It's with people who were having a difference of opinion with me, which is fine. Like, everyone is entitled to their opinion. But a lot of my conversations ended up becoming about making other people feel, okay with the fact that we don't feel okay. And so that became a bit of a problem, especially with this person in particular, who I then spent quite a fair bit of time out of my day responding to their personal and direct messages, which involved a lot of emotional baiting and a lot of woe is me. There are a couple of things. I'm shaking. I got a couple of times. I'm so scared. I'm literally freaking out. Lol. By the way, these are direct quotes. This is literally verbatim. Because people were, one or two people were holding them accountable to their message. Now, another thing I want to mention, right, is that these people think that we're having a go at them and only them, which is not what's happening. And it is so telling of their intentions. I think it's probably safe to say that everything that has been said is a personal attack on them because they made one comment. And I'm sitting here going like, how could you possibly fathom that this entire conversation has been about you? How in any context? It's like me saying that the entire conversation and the perspective is all about me, right? Because I made a video and I posted a video and now it's all about me. I'm fighting for the tag. I'm the one. I'm the person. Like, that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And so this is another issue, right? Yes, of course there is. The world revolves around them. And this is another issue with people who have not felt the oppression specifically of white men. Now, this is not an attack on white men. I don't know if you've all noticed. I am a white man, and I also acknowledge that I have biases and tendencies that overshadow people and I don't understand when I'm doing it. And there are times that I'm being pulled up on the fact that, hey, you have to understand that, first off, the sun has disappeared. Thank you. When people have told me, you have to understand that the way you explain things to people can come across as really condescending. That's something I get a fair bit. It can come across as very condescending simply because of the way that you word things and also the fact that you are a cis white man. Does that make sense? No, white cis men, it could also be white men in general, comrade. It could also be white men in general. But I would say that the majority is white cis men, which again, I fall into said category. Hi, Mystic, welcome in, my love. Please be gentle and fragile, Elliot. I'll go real slow, honey. I'll go really slow for you. As another moderator, I don't feel pressed when people say trash white men. Look, but the thing is, I don't want to do that because that doesn't actually help anything in this particular conversation. So there's been a lot of white man, woe is me, I can't believe you're interpreting what I said this way. That. And that specific wording. Be aware as well of wording that mentions something and says, but that doesn't matter. For example, I've lost followers, but that's not the point. If it's not the point, don't bring it up. That's a huge thing. Because what it's doing, and it's not just one person, it's a lot of people. What they do is they basically say, well, here's my justification of why I've said what I've said and done what I've done. Here's something that you should understand that I'm also being hurt by this. And then there's also the element of me. I've lost some followers. And I've been punched in the face at school because I'm gay. We all have shit, buddy. We've all got shit, yeah? And in the grand scheme of things, there's a part of me that really wants to be like, fuck you. There's a part of me that wants to be like, fuck you. You think that this is slander? You think that this is me attacking you? You think that this is a campaign against you? Knowing full well that I am choosing and picking my words to make sure that the conversation stays open, because as soon as I start saying what I want to say, they're going to shut down and I'm not going to get through to them. And so again, I am adapting and changing myself to pander to the other person just to keep the conversation going. They don't have to think about that at all. They don't have to think about that at all. Do you know what I mean? And welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby and the overexposed lighting. Son, make up your fucking mind, buddy. Make up your fucking mind, man. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We can't wait to corrupt you. Or if you're already corrupted, then you are the right place. When the word strugget was used, everyone in the room seemed to be okay with it. What? Who? Huh? What are you talking about? Like right now? I thought it was sort of no, not a problem. Welcome in. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Streaming the F word. What? Huh? Oh, is this in reference to Ryan's stream? Because we'll get to that, by the way. We will get to that. Not on your stream, but when it was discussed in another stream, where you were in the chat. Right, but I didn't say the word, right? I'm just a little bit confused. But welcome in as well, Mary. How you doing? Right, and hi, Tubby. How you doing, Tub? Welcome in. True, you did not say the word, but it was said. Right. Okay. I think I might be missing the point, Mary. I think I might be missing the point. Are you saying something that, like, a word was said that you don't agree with and then no one else called it up? Yeah. Because sorry, I'm not trying. I'm honestly not trying to, like, put anyone on the spot. I just want to kind of understand. And Plum Yomi, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We can't wait to corrupt you. If you already corrupted, then you're in the right place. Welcome in. And BF Gaka Josh, welcome in as well. So what okay, I'm just gonna forget that the sun's there. If I get overexposed, we can all deal with it. I forget what I was saying. It was something along the lines of pandering to other people to make them feel comfortable, right? So pandering to other people to make them feel comfortable. I spent a lot of time with this person. Yeah, 100%, Margaret. You're glowing? Oh, stop it. No. So the issue with pandering to other people, right, is that I have then also created an environment there, and this is also partly to do, it's also my fault. Like, I have to take some responsibility in the fault of this. Where this person then came to expect a level of pandering in conversation. Now, I spent a lot of time with this person, calming them down, helping them out when they were telling me that they were shaking and that they were freaking out. I offered them words and said, I have your back. You've apologized, and I understand that. You've listened. It's totally fine. And then an apology was made under the guidance. I said, maybe you should put out an apology. They said, where? I said, well, you should tweet one. They said, where do I tweet it? I said, on Twitter. That's where tweets go. And one that stays on topic, but parts of the conversation I've seen, this has been very targeted. Mary, my love, I'm not targeting anyone. I've not said anyone's name. I've not shown anyone's faces. I've not shown any private messages. I'm not targeting anyone. I'm also explaining their side of this as well. I've not said anyone's a bad person. I've not said anyone is nasty. I've not said anything. I'm just speaking from my perspective and how I've perceived the last couple of days. Yeah? I've also stated several times that this is not... I've also said several times that this is not the stream to come to if you want the drama, if you want the tea, if you want me to spill all of the beans. No. I'm also going through the timeline, and I will get to the stream that you're talking about, my love. I will get to it. Yes? And I will get to why that stream happened and also my involvement in that stream. Yes? And guys, Mary's gotten she's clearly got a perspective on something that is perfectly valid, and we're going to listen to Mary's perspective as well, because Mary's perspective is valid and it's also welcome in this space. Throughout these DMs, I'm being told, I'm shaking. This is very like, I'm freaking out, which, I mean, understandably, if someone has not really been pulled up on this before, I can understand why they would feel like they're being targeted. I do understand why someone would feel like they're being targeted. I think the issue is that thinking that you are the target of all of this when no one's actually targeting you or calling you out by name or da-da-da-da-da, is that you're taking away from the issue at hand, right? And the issue at hand is that the community has feedback for Twitch. The community has feedback for allies. The community has feedback for a lot of people. And not everyone in the community feels the same way. I've had discussions today about how some people in the community don't see an issue, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You don't have to see an issue just because the majority of people are finding an issue with it. But you cannot then tell the majority of people, or even the minority, that they're 100% wrong and that they can't feel the way that they feel. Yes, from both ends. I can't tell someone that if they feel like they should use the LGBTQIA plus tag to indicate that it's a safe space, I can't tell them that they're wrong, because they're not wrong. It's an opinion, right? Opinions can't be wrong. That's why it's an opinion. So that works also the other way. If I'm telling someone that I feel uncomfortable, right? if I feel uncomfortable with people using the tag that are not necessarily part of that community, it's not necessarily fair for anyone to tell me or anyone else that has that opinion that it's wrong. If they disagree, that's fine. And people are allowed to disagree. And I think that's what's happened a lot on Twitter the last couple of days, is that no one can accept, and this goes from both ends, no one can accept that there is a difference of opinion and that we can all exist with that difference of opinion. Yeah? Everyone can exist in the space with a difference of opinion. It's okay. Now, the issue I had with this is that the only person who was dragging out their involvement in this, who was constantly also saying they don't want to be involved in this, was this person. Now, there was an apology made, and there weren't a lot of responses to the apology, and so another extra part of the apology was added. At this point, I'd already had discussions. I think the last thing that I said to this person, right, before I was blocked, which, by the way, is just a way of closing conversation, was I said, people love to jab on the internet. Very few are willing to have the hard conversations, so I honestly wouldn't pay it 2 minds. This person was worried. This person was worried that people were going to come after them. And I said, I honestly wouldn't give it 2 minds. Like, don't stress. The heat of all of this, because the conversation was getting quite heated, the heat of all of this is going to calm down eventually. So do not stress. People say things, then they forget what they were talking about soon after. And then I just said X. There was no response to that, which was fine. Sorry, it is really annoying me. Kind of, Sarah. And that's how I perceive things. That is how I perceive things. And so the next thing I know, I'm blocked and the apology has been deleted. Well, actually, I noticed the apology was deleted first. The apology was deleted first, and then I was quite upset with this. And let me explain why I was upset, right? I was upset with the apology being deleted because I had taken time out of my day and time away from important conversation about my community, the community that I identify as. I was taking time away from that, time away from my life, time away from things that I wanted to do, my work, taking time away from talking to friends, messaging friends, to have these tough conversations and to, again, pander to this person's level of discomfort with something that they did. No one asked them to make the tweet. No one asked them to phrase things in that way. And I took time out of my day to do this, right? And I was upset that then they had asked what they should do. I had offered them advice, which they did not have to take. They took the advice and it didn't yield the response that they wanted it to get. From my perspective, it looked like this person wanted an apology and for everyone to forgive them. Now, the issue with this is that you can apologize, but it is not your decision whether that apology is accepted or not. That's the biggest thing, right? If you've hurt someone and you apologize, it is not their responsibility to accept that apology. That's their choice. If they want to take on that apology, then yes, thank you, let bygones be bygones. But some people might not want to. And also, they might not want to this soon. They might want to sit with it, think about it, process it. No one, and I mean no one, especially not me, can expect that an apology is made and then everything is fine. Because that's not how feelings work. That's not how people work, right? That's it. That's just plain and simple. Like, if I said something offensive and I apologized, I'm in no position to get upset that people are not accepting my apology. That's not my position to take. That's their position. And so the issue then becomes that it's no longer about what we're talking about. It's no longer become an issue of talking about levels of comfortability in a space or the semantics used for a tag. Hi, Boris. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We cannot wait to corrupt you, or if you already corrupted, then you're in the right place. Welcome, Aeon. Welcome in.
Yeah.
And 0 to Aline. Welcome in as well. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We can't wait to corrupt you. If you want to corrupt us, you're in the right place. Welcome in. So I got very upset with this. And I was very upset because I felt like personally I'd been taken advantage of. This person that I'd taken the time and effort to pander to making sure that they felt comfortable in a conversation that was actually about queer discomfort really upset me. Like, really upset me. And so I made a tweet, and I'll read you the tweet, and we can kind of dissect why I said what I said and how I could have potentially worded some things better. So, because again, I could have worded a lot of things better. Let's be honest. After a couple of days of very heated conversation, there were definitely some things that I could have worded differently. Definitely some things I could have worded differently. So I said, performative allyship really takes a turn when you delete all the things that don't get good responses. This was obviously clearly like a very direct message to this person based on how upset and how taken advantage of I felt. And I said, don't waste queer people's time. It's not our job to educate you. If you don't want to take responsibility for the way you've affected people, that's on you. I'm out. Did I need to make a sarcastic comment at the end? Absolutely not. Did I need to put a GIF that was making fun of that kind of, fed upness? No, I really didn't need to add that. I could have left it at what it was. Tanuko, how'd you go? I'm the semantics guy. Hello, welcome in. Sitting in since you went live. I'm sorry if what I said made your opinion didn't matter. I'm autistic and I see things in a very matter-of-fact way. I'm sorry if I stressed you out. It wasn't my intention, nor did I mean to upset you or feel your opinion was invalid. My brain was merely interpreting the direct grammar and wording. Also, sorry to sidetrack you, but it's very late here. No, not a problem, not a problem. For those who don't know, I was having the conversation I was talking about where I was told I don't understand semantics. I was having with this person who's come in. Thank you for your opinion. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming in. Hopefully you can see that I think we interpret the definition differently. And if your interpretation works for you, that's wonderful. Like, go for gold. Unfortunately, the interpretation doesn't necessarily work for me, and me being me, I'm quite loud and vocal about it. So, there's no ill will, there's no hard feelings. You're totally fine. Totally fine. But yes, I do actually want to point out, team, the difference in the conversation that I've just had with someone I had a disagreement with on Twitter versus how other disagreements have gone, because I think that both Tanuko and I understand that we're not going to see eye to eye on this topic, but that we don't really have to necessarily tell each other that we're wrong, if that makes sense. I think that's, if we can get anything from this entire Twitter debacle, it's that we don't need to be attacking everyone. Not that anyone's necessarily attacking anyone right now, but so I was really upset with this. I was really, really upset with this, with the deleted thing. I want to see when I actually posted this, 19 hours ago. So the thing that kind of, I imagine, the thing that prompted the apology to be deleted was the fact that there was a stream, who I won't name, even though I know 100% that this person's going to dox themselves. And Miss Kubarican, yes, I have had a beard the entire time. Oh my God, look at this bitch. Oh my God, who is it? I have no idea, Ryan. Who could it be? Now, this stream, I kind of want to already explain where this stream comes from, because I think there's a misconception that this stream was bullying. This stream was slanderous. And I understand that the way that things were spoken about could be interpreted, and have been interpreted, which is, again, valid, as over the top or unnecessary. I don't agree with that, personally, because I think what people realize is that this is not coming from one tweet. This is not coming from one tweet. This is coming from a bunch of people who have a lived experience of feeling insecure, threatened, and scared to be who they are. Just to think about that for a second, that's a lot to take on. The idea that these people have grown up in a society that tells them that they do not fit in, they do not belong, and that they're wrong. Yes, I grew up in a household with two uncles who both identify as gay. I grew up in a household where my mum was very supportive, And yet I still hold a lot of trauma because I was in situations that weren't inside my family. School. Walking down the street. Yes, the fact that I have to think twice about holding the hand of the person that I love when I'm walking down the street because I don't want to get hurt. Not like a couple of words said at me. I don't want to get punched in the head. I don't want people calling names at me from a car. I don't want to worry that that person is going to then follow me home. I don't want to worry that my partner is going to be wrong. Hurt. I don't want to I don't want to be worried that my family is going to be hurt. All of these things. Or get 9 pages of letters from your father telling you you're going to hell. There are a lot of lived and shared experiences that come from being gay that I think a lot of straight people don't understand, which is no fault to them. You don't necessarily fully understand an experience until you've experienced it, and they're not going to experience that. They're not going to experience that. That level of oppression, that level of fear, they're not going to experience that level of worry. They don't leave the house worrying that they look too gay. They don't leave the house worrying that people are going to look at them, perceive their sexuality, and then ridicule them. That's not a thing. And if they do worry about it, it's not because of their sexuality. They're not worried that they're going to be targeted because of their sexuality. So my issue is that when people tell gay people that they can't discuss the frustrations and the disappointments and the hypocrisy of what's going on because it's going to upset straight people, I'm in two minds about that. My first mind is they're upset that they're going to get called a few names, right? Or that we're going to say things that are going to upset them. Which granted, yes, there were some things said during the stream from both the chat and Ryan, as Ryan knows, that could be taken as slanderous, or that could be taken, thank you, Kiki, that could be taken as, no, I'm not going to say aggressive because that's the word that people use to minimize and silence gay people for expressing their frustrations. This person took advantage of my time, my pandering. They took advantage of a post that was made to uplift people within the community, to perpetuate their own victimized narrative. They used words like abuse, which I take very fucking seriously. Very fucking seriously. That word is not to be used to describe an open discussion. That word is so full on. That word has so many connotations and that word has so many things attached to it for so many people. You cannot come out with a word that strong to describe people trying to help you understand where they're coming from. No one told this person they were a bad person. No one told this person that they were awful, that they were shit, that they should go and kill themselves. Things that we get told on a daily basis. And for us to be told that we have to censor ourselves and the way that we feel and react because it's making a straight person uncomfortable? How do we not see the double standard that comes from that? And I understand no one should be bullied. Believe me, I understand no one should be bullied. No one should be bullied. And hi, Witch Rocky, welcome in, my love, welcome in. You've come at a great time, we're having a blast. No one should be bullied. But there's a difference between being bullied and gay people letting out frustrations. No names were mentioned. No names were mentioned. I still have not mentioned names because it's not important. This is not a witch hunt. This is not a trial. This is not a slanderous thing to attack someone. That stream had thoughts and opinions on things that some people didn't agree with, and in the heat of the moment, words were exchanged. Words were exchanged on both ends. This is not just one person and their stream. This is on both ends. And I don't like that people are saying, I don't like the fact that people were called names. You want to hear some of the names I've been called? And no, because I've been called names, it doesn't make it okay for other people to be called names. But that argument, invalidating everything that we have said and felt because at some point there was a name thrown around. A name that is offensive to straight, cis, white men. When we could do entire streams about the names that cis, straight, white men have created and used to minimize women, LGBTQIA plus community members, people of color, disabled people. We could go on and on and on. There is no oppression and the power dynamic is not against them. 100%. Yes, maybe it is not nice to be called straggot. Sure. Sure. And I do understand that. I do understand that someone would take offense to being called straggot. My point is that if they are fixating on this one word to ignore the rest of the conversation, then what is the point of any of it? What is the point of any of it? In the conversations, I called someone an asshole. And from that point forward, the only thing
Stop
that they
being
focused on...
generous.
Tanuko!
You know the rules.
Tanuko, thank you. That is very, very kind, but you do not need to give subscriptions. Very naughty. Misbehavior. Naughty, naughty. Naughty, naughty. No, and Mary, don't worry, my love. I'm not saying that he's fixated on that word. I'm saying that fixating on that word, I feel... And again, I'm not saying that you can't be offended by that word at all. If you're offended, I apologize that I was part of it. I apologize for how it's made you feel, and I apologize that I did make you feel that way. Not apologizing if it made you feel. I apologize that I did make you feel that way by being part of that conversation. I feel that fixating on a word, and again, by the way, the asshole word was not, that's a separate thing. That's not part of the conversation we're having now. That's a separate word. And in a separate instance that's happened, that word was the only thing that was then spoken about. Because now that I've called this person an asshole for saying rude and awful things, not only to me, but to my friends, and the other LGBTQI plus community members, because I said the word asshole, I am now the bully. I am now the, I am now the asshole, essentially. I'm upset about the conversation in total. So Mary, with the conversation, what about that upset you? The fact that it happened, or the fact that it seemed like a targeted thing, or what about that upset you? And this is, again, I'm having an open conversation with you. I'm not trying to pick apart anything you're saying. I'm trying to get your perspective so that I can better understand your side of this. And Lava, what's happening? That's a really big question. We're having an open discussion about conduct. We're having an open discussion about conduct. Hi, Cassie, my love. Welcome in. Beautiful. How are you? And Rusty as well, my love. Welcome in. Sorry, here's my sip. And again, I do want to point out that the stream that we're talking about was not my stream. I was in the chat. However, I'm not in control of that stream. Given the context of performative allyship, I feel like if you are forced to give pause, you/really need to reflect on why frustration is being vented and directed at you. And look, I mean, one of the things I didn't anticipate was the fact that people are taking what I've said, right? And I do want to be, have a massive disclaimer with this. People are taking what I've said as the voice for the community, which is wrong. And I'm just going to put that out there right now. It's wrong. This is not the voice of the community. This is my opinion and my voice. I cannot possibly speak for the entire community, nor should my voice be the one that we're listening to within the community. I feel like the voices that we really need to be listening to, the voices that we really need to be lifting up, trans voices, voices of color. My voice is not the one that we need to be listening for. And JK, I know, I'm so sorry. Exactly, Sarah. We don't have a spokesperson. I'm not a spokesperson. It's my opinion. And wonderful, which I've noticed, my love. I've noticed. So that's yeah. That's really important, I think. Jenny, yeah, exactly. It's my general opinion from what I've gathered from people I've spoken to. Although arguments have been made, there's been a fair amount of unnecessary targeted attacks, not only at the person we are talking about, but at subgroups as well. The closeted or semi-closeted people I have talked to feel more alienated from the LGBT plus community as a result from this, and that is the part that is breaking my heart. So Mary, when you're saying like targeted attacks, is there anything that I've done that's been a targeted attack, or is there anything I've done that's perpetuated targeted attacks? And in terms of like subgroups, I'm assuming you're talking about the closeted or semi-closeted people.
But why don't you want to be a spokesperson?
Stop it. You guys are being cheeky. Stop it. And I've spoken to a couple of closeted and semi-closeted people about this, and I understand that they feel alienated. I think the issue is that people have taken the conversation and saying that if you don't present your sexuality, you can't use the tag, which is not what is being said at all. That's not what's being said at all. Not once have I or anyone that I've spoken to said that you need to present your sexuality to use that tag. Like I personally can't think of one instance where I've said you need to present your sexuality in order to use the tag. And Kara, my love, thank you for the subscription with the Prime. Guys, don't mind me. The conversation's a little bit obviously serious. Apparently I can't mute the alerts. Perfect. I was going to mute the alerts, but in the anonymous other stream, that was pretty much how we interpreted what was said. So the other stream you interpreted as if you don't you interpreted that what was said was that if you don't present your sexuality, you can't use the tag. I personally, Mary, I personally didn't get that from that thing, from that stream. I personally didn't get that from that stream at all. And again, like that just may be a difference of opinion. But I don't think I've seen anything anywhere that said that that they're not allowed to use that tag just because they don't present as gay. That's an argument I was I mean, I had an argument with someone on Twitter where they said that because their stream isn't glitter and rainbows, you might not necessarily know that they were a queer stream. So I understand that that is an argument or a concern that people have. However, I wholeheartedly disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree in the fact that I don't think I've seen anything that said that closeted people can't use it. I've had several conversations with people. I had a conversation with a lovely lady. I won't say her name, but she was really, really, really kind, but also a little bit worried about being a bi woman in a relationship with a man. The tag can be used for semi-closeted people on their way to a more open life. Yeah, 100%, my love, 100%, Mary. And that we've never said. I don't think I've said anything on the contrary. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just saying, hang on, I want to read out this one. So this is a message from I Love to Troll, and they said, I would ask you to write my name on your wiener, but it's too long for it. By the way, my name is Ben. First off, thank you for mentioning the size of my penis. I am a proud micro penis owner, and also the fact that you've called it a wiener, I feel like we need to discuss, because the anatomically correct word for that word is penis. Penis. Other slang terms that could be used are cock. There's also dick. Daddy is sometimes used as well. And I just want to point out as well that it's important when a troll comes in to your stream with the name I Love to Troll, that they understand that someone one day is going to love them, and hopefully they don't have to do this to validate how they feel. Thank you. That's my TED Talk. Daddy is used very differently in my house. I imagine it is. So Mary, I do understand. I do understand that there is a grey area in this discussion of who can and cannot use the tag, right? I do understand that that is a muddy area that hasn't necessarily been completely fleshed out yet. What the people that I think can and should use the tag are people who identify as LGBTQIA+, to any degree. Yes, to identify as a member of that family. Those are the people I feel like should use that tag. Whether you are discovering your sexuality, whether you are closeted or unsure as to where you fall on that spectrum, I believe that you should feel safe enough to use that tag. I think the issue is that people using that tag to indicate that their stream is a safe space is somewhat redundant in the fact that Twitch's terms of service state that your stream has to be a safe space. All right, let me go down because there's some bigger conversations going on that I do want to get into. I understand the deep distrust and frustration you might feel about not being super out and the worry about being seen as someone using your queerness for clout. There might be people who use that against you. This is their problem and not yours. I know that it hurts, but you have to build yourself up. Second, if you need to take a step back, this conversation is not an attack at anyone straight passing. Absolutely not. Take a moment to know you are valid in your identity and the convo isn't trying to take that. 100%. 100%. Absolutely no one is saying that you need to present as queer in order to use the tag or to call yourself queer. No one is saying that at all. And if someone uses the tag and calls themselves queer, no one can take that away from them. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to tell people that they're not queer or they're not queer enough to use a tag. We're talking about the people who openly identify as an ally or as not a member of the LGBTQIA+. That's who we're talking about. I know some people won't agree with me on this, and I understand that it's a lot of what's happened, but from my point of view, the issue to discuss isn't who should use the tag, it's people should people post down-putting comments about the LGBTQ community on tweets made in support of that community. Fair enough. I think, Myth, the latter one that you've mentioned is what's opened up the conversation for the former, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it started as the latter one, and it's now moved into a much larger conversation. I'm just going to put the aircon on again because I'm getting a bit shaky. I wouldn't say allies need a safe space tag. Each space should be safe. Everyone should be a fucking ally. Agree. I agree, Milo. I just want to say that I came in to listen, not really sure what I was going to hear, but I really want to say that I appreciate how articulate you are being. I think you have given your feelings and opinions in a clear and open way. I long ago accepted people aren't always going to agree, but the way you have discussed this tonight has been very clear. Open discussion is important. 100% British Simmer. Open discussion is important. And again, I'm not telling anyone they're wrong. I'm not telling anyone they're wrong. This is my opinion. And this is how I view things. And again, I'm not going to name names. To be honest, my friend is an openly trans streamer, and I kind of hate the tag because ever since we've started using it, we've been getting aggressive and offensive trolls at least once per week. I feel less safe in the space, but also it's not the fault of the community for that. And that's another issue that people have brought up, is that the issue is with Twitch. The issue is with Twitch not actually protecting the community from trolls, right? Or from slanderous comments or slanderous people. The effort it takes to get somebody reported or banned from a platform after making sexist, racist, homophobic comments is quite frankly appalling. It's quite frankly appalling. And granted, I'm not here to get anyone cancelled or anyone put off the platform. What I'm here is to get people held accountable for the words they say, and so hopefully they can understand why we're upset about this. Like, why we're upset about the way that we're being spoken to and the words that are being used. And tone policing us by saying, you know, don't get angry, you can't get angry, you're not allowed to voice your feelings or your opinions, or you were part of a conversation, not directly, but you were part of a conversation and that's a problem, is in itself tone policing, saying you have to take into consideration the other person's feelings, which I personally believe that I have. And maybe that's a bit arrogant of me to think that I've taken into consideration other people's feelings. But I feel like I've taken into consideration other people's feelings. I feel like there were some things said to me that I didn't agree with, that I let slide under the rug because they weren't important to the conversation. And that's kind of frustrating for me. On a personal level, it's frustrating that someone is interpreting, and granted, again, they're valid in their interpretation, I'm not taking that away from them, but it's frustrating to know that I've gone to such an extent to pander to other people's comfortability at my own discomfort. And hi Eva, how you doing, my love? How you doing? And that's what I kind of wanted, Eva. I wanted it to be an analysis on the situation and not just from one perspective. I wanted it to be from everyone's perspective, which is why, again, Mary, I thank you for coming in and for voicing how you feel about this. I really, really do, my love. Thank you for bringing your side of things. And I'm willing to, if you want to message me outside of stream, I'm willing to have a conversation with you and kind of get a bit more of an in-depth understanding of your perspective, if you're also willing to get an in-depth understanding of my perspective as well, so we can have a conversation about it. My biggest thing is that if a straight ally uses the tag and someone who's going through Twitch, most are looking for someone who is also part of the community to relate to not an ally. Another issue that's been brought up, Sarah, interestingly, is that people are saying, oh, so only queer people can support other queer people and you only want queer people in your space. No. Not once have we ever said that. Not once have we ever said that. Not once have we ever said that if you're not queer, you're not welcome in our spaces. But there's a difference between a queer space and a safe space. There's a very big difference. There's a very big difference between a queer space and a safe space. Huge, 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 huge. And to call yourself a queer space is misleading to other queer spaces. If your space is safe, that's fantastic. Oh, you're from your Discord if I posted anything there. No, my love, no. I have not blocked a single person. I've not blocked a single person. Everyone that has blocked me has blocked me. But Mary, my love, my love, I'm so sorry, but I don't feel like this is a debate. I don't feel like this is a debate. I feel like this is a discussion, and I'm trying to get everyone's perspective. I'm trying to hear as many voices as possible with this. But also, I don't think this is a hot debate, if that makes sense. Like, I understand that you might feel like you're your voice or your opinion is in the minority in this particular discussion, but I don't want, and like I said before, no one's. Yeah, exactly. We are glad you're here, my love. Everyone is willing to hear your side of the story and hear your side of the perspective. And again, and we don't want that now, do we? Well, Mary, even if we had semantics, apparently I don't understand it. But no, my love, I think the thing is, I'm hoping that from this discussion, you're also understanding that even if we have a disagreement or we don't see eye to eye on how we viewed that particular stream, that you kind of understand where that stream come from, where that streams come from, and the years of frustration and disappointment on the side of the LGBTQIA plus community, and why that stream came out. That stream didn't come out because of this one person or this one thing or this one tweet. This came out from years of frustration, years and years and years of frustration and fighting and pandering. All right, I'm very behind on chat. Give me a second to catch up. The tag should be used for the community, by the community though, right? It's there for us to identify each other and make connections and meet new people who have maybe similar experiences as us. And yes, another misconception is that the LGBTQIA plus people only search for other LGBTQIA plus people. That is not the case. That is not the case. LGBTQIA plus people, if they want to find another member of the community, will use that tag. That doesn't mean it's the only tag we use to find other streamers or other things. Yes, it's not like I only raid or only interact with streamers who identify as LGBTQIA plus. That's not what happens. We're not excluding anyone from our space. We're just saying if you are not one of the spaces, please don't use the tag. That's all. That's all. Let me go down again. The deep-seated issue here is with Twitch not doing anything to support the LGBTQ plus creators, and being totally unresponsive to changing or doing anything, and then the important issue at hand, 100%. Apples and oranges, but somewhat comparable. How do you feel about bars and clubs, etc., that have the LGBTQIA plus flags or stickers on their establishment to signify a safe space? That's a good question. That's actually a really good question. That's a really good question. I think it's wonderful because I guess it's in a lot of places. Shops do that as well. But I think that's very different to saying that it is a queer establishment, if that makes sense. Calling yourself like a queer establishment that isn't necessarily run or operated or for queer people. There's a difference between a space that is created for that community and a space that is created to include that community is very different. Very different. I also think it's a bit of a shame that bars have to signify that LGBTQIA plus people are welcome in their bar. I think it's a little bit sad that they have to do that, if that makes sense. Hang on, I'm gonna go down to Mary's comment. If I miss any of your other stuff, guys, it's not invalid. There's a lot that's going on and there's a lot here. Okay, Mary, I'm just gonna say, my love, I've read your thing. First thing, we're not gatekeeping. This word is very frustrating to me. We're not gatekeeping anything. And also, I don't appreciate you assuming that I was fully out from the second I felt like I was queer. Hang on, guys. Without making fun of it, guys, let's, Mary's got her voice, and I want Mary to feel valid in having her voice. Please, 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 please. I want Mary to feel valid in having her voice. I understand where the anger and frustration comes from, but I also feel that people who are fully out do not appreciate the privilege it is to be fully out compared to those that simply cannot come out. I disagree for the fact that we had to come out. I had to tell people that I was gay. I hid it from my family for years. And I think the frustration is that people assume that if you're fully out, you don't have any of the problems. I don't tell my nan I'm gay. She knows, she assumes. I've never told my nan I'm gay, and I probably never will. And I didn't come out, actually. I was outed in year 7 in my high school. I told my best friend at the time, and she decided to tell everyone. I didn't have a choice in coming out. I was outed. So I don't like the fact that you just assume that because I'm fully out and proud of who I am, that I don't understand the struggle of those who cannot come out. I didn't get a choice. I didn't get a choice in coming out. I was in year 7. I was like, what? How old? I don't know how old you are when you're in year 7. But first year of high school. First year of high school. I'm not gatekeeping anything. And I don't like the fact, and this has happened a couple of times, and it does really upset me, that people assume that because I'm out and I'm proud, that I don't understand my privilege. I fully understand that I am in a fortunate position, and I have mentioned it in so many streams and in so many places, that I understand how lucky I am to not fear for my safety by being who I am on the internet. So Mary, while I understand your deep-seated frustrations, these are mine. Is the assumptions being made about me that because I am not not necessarily fully out, it implies that I'm not also fighting for those people? Of course I'm fighting for those people. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have to come out. They wouldn't have to worry. That's why I'm fighting. So the people don't have to worry. I'm in absolutely no way telling these people that they cannot use the tag. In no way. And I do understand my privilege. Why do you think I'm using my voice? That's why I'm using my voice, team. That's why I'm speaking out. This conversation is not fun for me. This is not a fun conversation for me to have. I'm not sitting here getting my rocks off with people telling me that I'm an asshole or that I'm this awful, awful person because I'm doing this thing that not everyone agrees with. This is not fun for me. And anyone that's had a conversation with me outside of this Twitter, on Discord or otherwise, or can understand that I'm not having fun and I'm not enjoying this at all. That's why I wanted to have a conversation about it. I understand my privilege in putting my name and my face on this particular side of the conversation. I understand my privilege in doing that. That's why I did it. I could have let it sweep under the rug. I could have not said anything to those tweets. I initially didn't say anything to those tweets until I felt like a member of the community, Happy Star, was being attacked. And that's when I stepped in. I initially did not respond and I did not engage. And I'm not looking for sympathy, and I don't want sympathy. Please, I cannot be more adamant. I do not want sympathy. I put myself in the position of being at the forefront of this conversation, this particular conversation, not the conversation about the LGBTQIA plus community and its tag, the conversation we're having now and what spurred this particular conversation. I understand that I have put myself in this position. And I'm not saying that people should leave me alone and take pity and da-da-da-da-da. No. As you can tell, I'm very overwhelmed. And Mary, I really do thank you for your opinion. And I know that, I know you're not saying this is my experience, my love. I promise you I do. I promise you I do. The unfortunate thing is that it links to experience. It links to experience. I know, and this is about the bigger issue. And again, Mary, I apologize that the stream came across in a way where it could be interpreted and was interpreted by you guys as gatekeeping that tag. Because I don't feel like I am, and I don't feel like what I've been a part of has been gatekeeping that tag. What I've been trying to do is get my perspective that when I'm using this tag, I'm using it to find other members of the community, not just members that appreciate and support the community. It is wonderful that they are there, but I am not necessarily always looking to be in a space with an ally. Sometimes I would like to be in a queer space. And that tag is meant to help me find those queer spaces. And at the moment, it is muddled and we have to sift through the streams to find the queer spaces. We have to sift through the space that was created so we didn't have to sift through other spaces. And yes, I understand that this has become a bigger conversation, and I understand... Oh, hang on. All of you are telling me to fucking drink. Jesus Christ. Are you trying to drown me? Lord almighty. Jesus Louises. Oh, and Sarah says breathe in and out. Hang on. Sip of water. Milo. Puppy cat. Fuck, I'm going to have to pee in a second. Ryan. Whew. And again, have said they no longer feel comfortable using the tag because they don't feel queer enough to do so. Mary, my love, I'm trying to keep this conversation open, but the problem that I'm having with this conversation, Mary, is that you're not acknowledging anything that I'm saying or my perspective. You are... And while I understand and appreciate your perspective, I feel like mine is not being acknowledged. And what you're doing is you're finding information and you're coming across information that is further supporting what you're saying, even though you have made your point, my love. You have made your point. And I'm explaining my difference in point. I understand your point. I do understand your point. And what I'm saying is that I don't see it the same way. And of course I don't see it the same way because I'm not coming from that particular perspective. I'm not coming from the perspective of still being scared to show who I am and wear that proudly on my sleeve. Considering that our own struggles are internal, and if we walk out in the street, we aren't going to get bashed. You just say, no, Eva. I think the reason I the reason I like a separate tag for it is so that people are aware of what space they're walking into. Are they walking into a queer space or a safe space? If that makes sense, because there is a difference between the two. So it's not about saying that allies can't have lived experiences or they can't fear things or they can't be upset. Mary, my love. No, Mary, please, we're trying to have I've been very open and very, very understanding of your side. But please understand that this conversation is you talking at me, not with me. I have tried to understand your perspective. I have listened to your perspective. I have acknowledged what you've said. I understand that it was created and interpreted in a particular way. I understand how you feel and your worries about the other community. And Margaret, I'm sorry, my love. I'm sorry. Thank you thank you for being open with that discussion. Ryan calling it how I say it. We're allowed to have opinions on this. All of us are, and we're allowed to express them, especially when someone like Gobby has gone out of their way to say it with such empathy and grace. Thank you, Brie, my love. Also, Brie, how are you? Beautiful. Can imagine this is an intense time for you as well. Also, please keep in mind, friends and family, that this discussion is being had with my face. This is very different to a face-to-face discussion where I can interpret emotion and I can interpret body language. I don't have body language. Mary, my love, maybe let's have a conversation with this. And again, I'm not arguing with you, Mary. I'm not... You've made your point, Mary. You've made your point, and I've understood and listened to your point. I do not agree with it. It's not my perspective as well. That is your perspective, and I understand and respect that it is your perspective. I do, my love. I do understand that it is your perspective, but I do not and am not going to agree with your perspective. And I ask you to respect that. And I'm also asking you to respect that you are not going to agree with my perspective. And that is okay. That is okay. And I don't appreciate by the time you've made 10 points, I barely get to formulate one. I have given you ample time and opportunity to formulate as many points as you wanted. As many points as you wanted. I've also opened up conversation that we could have this outside of the stream through DMs. And I'm not going through 10 different points. We're talking about a big issue and it has lots of aspects and it seems like no matter what I'm doing... All right, another one. All right. It seems like no matter what I'm doing, I'm being interpreted as closed-minded. 100% Sloth, that's 100%. I stopped responding to other people's messages to get to your messages, Mary, because you are representing a perspective that we don't have in the chat. Again, I don't know what else I could be doing because I'm not going to back down. No. I'm not going to tell you that you're right, and I'm not going to tell you that I agree with you if I don't. And Mary, I'm sorry you feel like this conversation has not been balanced. I'm sorry that the conversation has not been balanced for you. I apologize. I don't apologize for creating a space today to have a conversation. And I don't apologize for giving my perspective. And I don't apologize for sticking with my perspective. I'm not sticking with it because I'm stubborn. I'm sticking with it because I believe it. And I don't apologize either for presenting you with the time, the space, and the opportunity to give your perspective. Really glad I didn't put the music on in the background because that would have made this entire conversation very uncomfortable. This whole thing. Exactly, Mrs. Angelface. Exactly. Which is why it's important. To hear their perspectives. And I'd like to also mention that we've had some other perspectives where questions have been asked. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten exactly how to pronounce it. But our friend who came in, Tunico, in regards to taking this example and maybe putting it into a real life perspective with the bars and things is a great question and a great one to make you kind of stop and think for a second. Like, okay, what if this was implemented into a real life? How would that then fare? How would that actually pan out? No, not a problem. I love Margaret. If you need to message me as well, beautiful, feel free to message me. Thank you for doing what you could to open said discussion. Thank you. But yeah, the issue is that everything I'm saying is permanent and on the internet, obviously. And these perspectives might change and develop and grow in a week or a month or a year or 5 years. And we might look back on this conversation and laugh at what I'm saying now. But one of the quotes that I love to live by is, do your best until you know better. Then when you know better, do better, which is from Maya Angelou. And it's just a really great way of keeping the perspective of we can only do our best. And when we figure out that there is a better way to do what we're doing, learn, adapt, grow. It's a great quote. If you look up, for anyone who wants the quote, if you look up Maya Angelou, do your best, it should come up. It's a great quote. Again, saying it slightly slower. Do your best until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Because everyone is just trying to do their best. No one is intentionally coming in trying to ruin people's lives because they have nothing to do. It's not a thing. Even trolls that come in saying, I wanna write my name on your dick, but your dick's too short and my name's Ben. They're hurt. Someone's hurt them. They're upset or they're lonely, or someone's minimized them to the point where they feel like they need to put themselves above others so that they no longer feel minimized. Everything comes from somewhere. So it's always about understanding where the other person comes from so you can work out how to approach the situation. Because I'm always learning. Exactly, Lauren. We are always learning. Ole bendik lesai. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, my love. I hope I'm not paraphrasing that quote. It's a fancy font, Sarah the Scientist. Yes, it is. It's fucking cursive. Size 72. Again, thank you guys for having this conversation with me. Obviously, this is something I'm willing to talk about all the time, but obviously everything is quite fresh. That was meant to be old, but ole sounds... I think it does sound better, Cinnamon. Ole. Stuck on one point. I frequently have to talk through a situation multiple times with a friend to process, but you do that with a friend, not in this kind of discussion. And fair enough. And again, I'm not taking away anything that Mary feels. I'm not taking any... No, Gazzy!
I love it here.
Also, how have I managed to get this in the wrong place so many times? Where's my alert box? How have I managed to get this so wrong so many times? Let me put that there. That should work. Gazzy, naughty. Naughty. And obviously, guys, I'm always willing to have this conversation. Always willing to have this conversation. But it's also not sustainable for me to have the conversation at this level constantly. I went to bed. I went to bed after I posted the video. Ah! Oh!
Is it in the right place now? Do we need to test it?
It's too small, but we don't need to test it. I'm not going to change it. We don't need to test it. Suddenly, Zoe. Suddenly,
Gobbies1
Zoe. How are you doing? How are you, my love? Welcome in. As you guys can tell, I'm a little more muted today. Anyway, I went to sleep with the post. Nothing really. I did not expect the post to get the reach that it did and the amount of responses that it did. I tried my hardest to get to as many people as possible. But obviously with hundreds of retweets, a lot of comments, and then several posts that I made, it's hard to get back to all of them. Oh. And again, I know I don't need to disclaim this, but the reason I'm speaking out about this is because I can. And I think that's a really important thing to acknowledge. Eva? No.
We love you, Gobby. You are incredible, and thank you so much for having this discussion. Also testing. 1, 2, 3 less than 3.
What have I started? What have I started? Sorry, Angel Face, I'm sorry. My lord, you guys are so annoying. Also, my alerts stopped updating. My alerts stopped updating. I haven't got any of these. Hang on, if I go out and then come back in, no, they're gone. What? What happened? My alert screen, I can't see anything. It's fine. I say all the term ally purely because I hate labels and agree you shouldn't have to declare yourself an ally or safe space, you know. Just don't be a duck. I get you. But I appreciate all sides of the discussion today as I've learned from everyone. Exactly, and we've learned from everyone talking today. You can say angel, not a problem. Not a problem. Quack, quack. Yeah, we hate ducks. They're evil, evil ducks. Hi, Kate. How you doing?
Yeah.
And the content you consume, surround yourself with people who help you be the best version of you. Much love. And Tunico, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We can't wait to corrupt you. Or if you're already corrupted, then you're in the right place. Welcome in. Welcome in. I think another point I'd like to make before we're kind of winding down the conversation now. Another thing I'd like to say is that a lot of people who have been defending their use of the tag, if they're not part of the community, which again, each to their own, is that they're using the description written for Twitch. And Certus, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We can't wait to corrupt you. Or if you're already corrupted, then you're in the right place. Welcome in. Yeah, no, not a problem, Tunico, not a problem. Enjoy your sleep. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you being part of the conversation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not a problem, Angel. The problem is that when people use the definition that Twitch has provided, what they're doing is they're using a corporation's definition of a queer space that hasn't consulted, used, or taken into consideration the queer space as their reasoning. So the issue is that if you're an ally claiming that you're using the tag to create a safe space which has been defined by a corporation that hasn't taken into consideration queer voices, while ignoring the queer voices telling you that it's not, that they don't appreciate it being used, or at least in your circle, then your allyship is potentially not lying on the right side. If you're using a corporation's definition over a queer voice, or queer voices as a collective that are telling you that something is harmful, and you're saying you're using it as an ally, but then the person that you're supporting is telling you they're uncomfortable, and you say, well, this is just my interpretation. Are we seeing where that kind of doesn't necessarily fit in quite a jigsaw way? If that makes sense? A straight person stream for using the tag and harass them. They'll be told, hey, this is an indicator that it's a queer stream. Allies aren't randomly being attacked for using the tag, but people will open a discussion to educate them. No one is going into an ally stream to say, oh my God, how dare you use this tag? This is for us and us alone. especially when we ask, is this a queer space? Are you a queer streamer? You know, and someone says, I don't have to disclose that to you. Correct? They don't have to disclose that. They don't have to disclose that. I want to make that very clear. It is no one's responsibility to tell you their sexuality. Using the LGBTQIA plus tag to define your space as queer, if you're not willing to define, even if you are not willing to say, I am a member of this community, is interesting to me. And I'd like to get the mindset and the perspective of that, of someone who is queer or isn't queer but uses the tag but doesn't want to define their space. Because to me it seems interesting to use that tag if you don't want to define your space as queer. But also in the same regard, I guess the conversation could be that that is their way of defining their space as queer and they don't want to have to say it necessarily. I think that'd be an interesting conversation to open up from both perspectives. Yeah, Hazel, I agree. I found your clip and I rarely ever speak up because I grew up in a very conservative household. I haven't been able to express myself. No. Walkerman!
I really appreciate you having these discussions and helping myself and others learn so much. Lesson 3.
Walkerman, stop being so lovely. Please. Stop. So naughty. Naughty Walkerman. Naughty Walkerman. But thank you for that subscription. I really appreciate that, lovely. That's very, very kind of you. Or even learned to express myself in a place where I feel like others understood or even grasp the struggles. You've helped me express my feelings about the tag to my friends about the issue. It's hard to even learn how to express my queerness, even though I've been queer for so long. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. In the world that we live in, we are not given the tools to thrive. We are not given the tools to thrive. We thrive in spite of the fact that we don't have those tools. Yes? We're not given the tools to thrive. We thrive in spite of the fact that we don't have the tools. I think that's a very important analogy to make. Let me scroll down. This is a really important part of the conversation. Part of being an ally is uplifting LGBTQIA plus voices. This is a queer person that is using their voice to express an opinion on something that could potentially make you a better ally. In the very least, even if you don't agree, it's a good opportunity to reflect. 100%. Even if you don't agree, which again, I'm not telling everyone that they have to agree with me. I'm certainly not telling everyone that this perspective is the right perspective. This is just Anne and my perspective. My perspective, 100%. 100%. Pardon me, I don't think I've ever been so, calm for so long. It's an evolving journey to learn what is best for you. Trust me, I still struggle with this. As I've also grown up in a highly conservative family, there is no timeline for anyone in its personal journey. And that's the thing. No one has to come out on anyone's time frame. No one has to come out on anyone's time frame. And you do not have to be out to use the tag. Let me just cover that as well. This is exactly what I was saying. I have never used the tag because I do not want to have to explain my sexuality to anyone, 100%. As I would not expect anyone to explain theirs to me. I choose not to label myself, so therefore I would be hypocritical to label my stream. 100. And I mean, British, I mean, even if you don't like labeling yourself, but you feel like you fit within a particular community based on your sexuality, I would say you're more than welcome to use that tag. I think it's interesting that people think that I'm fighting for use of this tag because I'm so out and proud and that my stream is rainbows and that gay is literally in my title. That's not why I'm fighting.
Welcome to the House of God.
And Santos, my love, thank you for that subscription. You do not have to do that, team. You're being so lovely. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. 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 Stop it. Naughty. I think it's interesting that an argument that is being used against me, because it is an argument, because it's used to deflect from what I'm trying to say and what I'm actually putting out into the world, is that, we can't all just have rainbows and glitter and have gay in our title. I'm like, I know we can't. Why do you think I do it? Because the more I do it, the more desensitized people become to seeing this kind of stuff, the more normal it becomes. Why do you think half of my humor is about my sexuality? It's not because I don't have other jokes. I mean, well, sometimes maybe. But it's because I want being gay and being out and proud and open to be normal. I want this to be normal. I haven't always had this. I didn't even start as GobbysGayming. I started as Aaron Gobby, which is my name. And I use my real name because I'm not trying to hide on the internet. I've made that a very conscious effort. And people who choose to hide on the internet are more than valid to do so. That's totally fine. It's totally fine. It could be for work. It could be for family reasons. It could be because you just want this to be for you and for the people you meet online and not for your friends that you see every day. It could be for a multitude of reasons. But I made it very clear that if my stream and the way that I present my stream is a statement, which I believe the way that I've presented it is a statement, then I want to make sure that people know I'm serious about this statement and it's not a trope. Yes, my name is GobbysGayming on Twitch, but people call me Aaron or they call me Gobby, and either one is fine because it's my name. This is not a gimmick. This is not a thing that I've gone, haha, look at me, oh my gosh, I'm gay, so outrageous. No, being gay is not outrageous to me. Being gay is my normal. And I want other people to acknowledge and see that it is normal. That's why I have what I have. That's why I put out as much as I do about my sexuality. And Lauren, I'm iffy about labeling myself as an ally. I don't think we can decide that we are one. I feel like the community needs to consider you one. And in that regard, I agree that allies don't need to use the tag. There's other ways to make the community feel safe and welcome without them mistaking an ally streamer as a fellow queer. Like non-Aussie streamers aren't using the Oz in their titles to be Oz friendly. Like, it's legit just be like, hey friends, and one of you, welcome. Lauren, I think that's a fucking really, really wonderful way to put it. Someone actually mentioned in the comments on the Twitter that as an ally, what they've decided to do is instead of using the tag, which they started doing and then realized based on feedback that it's not doing what they were expecting, they have an ally command, they have an ally timer, and they put ally in their title in brackets at the end of their description. If that makes sense. Which I thought was a great way to have it as much as possible without necessarily taking away from the queer voices. I used to use the tag as an ally, but after I was educated that that wasn't for me, because I couldn't share those lived experiences that the LGBTQIA plus community share, I have removed it because it's not my tag to use, even as an ally. People use the tag to find specific people in communities. Beautiful. And by the way, guys, there's nothing wrong with using the tag and later on going, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that it was doing what it was doing. Or saying like, hey, thank you for letting me know that it was doing what it's doing. I personally think I'm going to still use the tag. Look, if that's what you want to do, we can't tell you how to operate your space. We can just tell you how it makes us feel. Yeah, and Laura, despite that I'm an ally, once I was educated on how the community felt about it, I stopped using it. Again, 100%. If you are in the community, even if you aren't openly out, as long as you feel comfy, that is, of course, as long as you feel comfy identifying within that space. Normalize the behavior. Ryan, 100%. And Ryan is another great example, which is why I'm without, not that you need to be defended, but why I'm defending Ryan and what Ryan does and has done. Because silencing a voice that is outspokenly queer because they're upset about how they've been oppressed, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Because that's their perspective. That's their opinion. And who is anyone to tell them that they can't be angry or frustrated or upset and to voice that? Who says that they can't use humor as a way to lighten the situation? Why not? Why not? Everyone's been doing it to us for years. Why can't we have a slice of that pie? We always talk about equality, but then as soon as, oh, what is that quote? To the privileged, equality feels like oppression. To the privileged, equality feels like oppression. But using the tag would be by definition, open to discussion I have no interest in having. Fair enough. If that makes sense. No, of course it makes sense, British 100%. I know if I choose to use it, I would be accepted. I'm simply saying I choose not to use it, so not to talk about it. 100%. But I'm proud to be a sexual being, whatever form it decides to take. I love that for you, British Simmer. I love that for you. And you are valid in your sexual being. I've certainly used my sexuality as a personality trait recently, so people are more aware. 100% Chippy. And people go, your sexuality is not your personality. Have you met straight people? Have you met straight people? Sexuality comes into people's personality if they want it to. I will never say that being gay has not affected my personality. Of course it has. Being gay has shaped my personality. 100% it shaped my personality. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Because every day, guess what? I wake up and I'm gay. I'm gay. You know? So why not make a joke or two about it? Why not have some fun? Why not? If I can, I will. Where are we? Oh, hang on. Sorry, where are we? Oh, yeah, JK's fine, Villa. Don't worry. JK's having a bit of a laugh. It's okay to be wrong and to be educated. 100%. I have learned, oh my Lord. The amount that I've learned from Twitch about pronouns, I was so ignorant to pronouns before. I didn't understand their value, and I didn't want to understand their value. I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to hear about it because it made me feel like I was wrong. And I later learned that I am wrong. And that's fine because people are trying to help me learn. And then another way that I implemented it was putting it into one of the things I do on my stream, where now pronouns are a huge part of that as well. And I have re-edited 50-minute videos because I forgot to put pronouns in, and I went back and I put them all in because they're important. They're important. Like this conversation is important. Hi, Happy Star. How you doing, honey? Welcome in. I'm also guilty for wrongly using the tag and welcome in. And again, it's totally fine. However, you don't share the same lived experience as an Oz. That's true, Sarah. You'll never know what it's like to ride the Taipan at Jamboree. You'll never know. Well, the only thing I know is oi. Oh, team. Stop. Hi, Space. How you doing, my love? I have a superpower. I'm immune to sexualized media. Of course, that's my personal. Of course. She didn't say, no, Hannah, you're totally fine, my love. You're totally fine. Shapes your personality. Have you met theatre? 100%, Lauren. 100%. 100%. Gay, theatre, kid. That's like saying being born British doesn't define your personality. It's who you are, how much it affects your personality is different for everyone. But it's there for all of us, yes. I'm assuming we've all heard the argument that people say like being gay is not a personality. Right? Which I think in itself is very internalized homophobia. What's wrong with straight people? Nothing is wrong with straight people, Phoebe. Nothing is wrong with straight people at all. I'm saying that usually when people say being gay is not a personality trait, it comes from straight people. That's kind of what I was saying. When I was saying, have you met straight people, as in straight people constantly talk about things that pertain to their sexuality. Constantly talk about things that pertain to their sexuality. Whether that be talking about men or women, whether that be talking about or showcasing the fact that you don't feel oppression for your sexuality is part of their personality. The fact that we show that we have at some point experienced hardship or oppression because of our sexuality is also part of our personality. I identify as a cisgendered lesbian who hates labels and just wants to live to be happy. I also happen to love rainbows and sometimes expressing that part of myself, but mostly I just want to live my best alien cheetah life. 100% Chibi. And that's the thing. I identify as a cisgendered gay male using the pronouns he, him. Don't know why I had to say that, but I don't think I've ever said that, so I'm putting it out there. There it is. The pertain to sex. It's much more fun. So much more fun, British. So much more fun. Yeah, I think that's from a straight person who hasn't taken the time to get to know a non-straight person long enough to learn about the other aspects of the personality beyond being gay, 100%, which comes into the whole, like, I want a gay best friend for the trope and the idea of having, like it's a, what's the word? Like a novelty item, you know? I'm the spitting image of a neurodivergent, non-binary person, and I love myself for it. 100%, and there's 100% nothing wrong. Token, that's the one I'm looking for. Token, that's what I'm looking for. And there's nothing wrong with being part of a stereotype. I'm gay, and my stream is a fucking rainbow. Why not? You know, I love it. Oh my God, sorry. I'm the worst person to go shopping with. I'm terrible. I'll try on 15 things, decide on none of them because of the price tag. So I won't be your best friend. No, guys, not your best friend for you. No. Not your best friend. Okay, me. Can I wear you, Chibi? You can put me on your body any day of the week, my love. Any day of the week. Again. Oh my Lord. Let's give her again.
Can you be my gay best friend?
Stop it. Yeah, that is my mum's main argument with my sexuality. She'd always say sex is a private thing. I don't get why you have to tell everyone or make it your entire personality. That's the thing. People assume that if you're telling people you're gay, you're explaining your sex life. That's very different. It's very different. Being gay, for me, is defining who I love and who I decide to spend my life with. It's got nothing to... Hi, honey. Hi, Shizzy. It's got nothing to do with sex. It's got nothing to do with sex. Nothing. If I want to talk about what I'm into in sex, it is a whole different conversation. But again, happy, unfortunately, that comes from the sense of shaming gay people or queer people for their sexuality because it's defined as different to what is the norm and is therefore taboo, off topic. You know? I'm just going to show you my shizzy.
Just wanted to say I love you, lol. I have to use TTS because I struggle to express emotion, LMAO-nays. Anyway, can we bang sometime?
Can we bang sometime? Yeah, sure. What kind of time you after banging? Can I please have a kiss? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Apparently we're...
Yeah.
We've got the kitty now. And Susu, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate... She's gone. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We cannot wait to corrupt you. Or if you're already corrupted, then you are in the right place. Welcome in. Okay. I think that's in the right spot. Then why is my grandma always asking if I have a boyfriend? 100%. Sex life is only private when it's not straight. Like, for example, if my sister, I mean, she's in a committed relationship, but let's say she wasn't, for argument's sake. She was to talk about this cute guy, right? She's to talk about this cute guy. Oh, he's really cute. I really, really like him. Oh, that's so sweet. I say, oh, there's a guy that's really cute. Oh, keep it in your pants. You know? Totally different thing. Totally different thing. Totally different perspective. It's the whole, oh my God, non-straight, non-cis people are so perverted and it's all about sex. But then the cis-het person is all up in your business about how you have sex and when you're having kids. The interesting thing is it's the same people that are confused with trans people because they don't know what's between their legs and feel like they need to know. Feel like it's their right to know what's between that person's legs. I'm like, it's this whole idea of you owe me knowledge. You owe me knowledge. You have to explain yourself to me. Exactly, Angel. It does not matter. It does not matter. Bubble. As a cisgendered bisexual woman in a straight relationship, I seem to sit in some kind of grey area of being told I'm not straight enough or not being queer enough. Hence, I don't care to label myself. Irrespective of who I choose to love, I am me, and I'll still be a hot mess. This is such a good point because bi erasure is so problematic and it is considered such a small issue within the community. But it is a huge issue because it stems from a much bigger problem, and that's internalized homophobia and internalized label necessity. So the idea that someone can love a man and a woman, or love men and women, or anyone on the spectrum, be it even pansexual or any of the other orientations, but they are with a cisgendered partner, all of a sudden, their sexuality is not valid. That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. Because dating that person does not take away how attracted or how much you love who you love. You've just chosen the person that you love. And it doesn't fit other people's narrative. And that's why we have bi erasure. Not because it's not right, because it doesn't fit other people's narrative. That's the fucked up part. Bi erasure comes from people who don't understand bi people because they think that there is still only two ends of a spectrum and that there is no color wheel. You're either straight or you're gay, which is not the case. There is an entire color wheel, and gay and straight they could be right next to each other in amongst the thousands of other dots that there are in this color, in other color swatches. You know? That always baffles me. Oh, 100% hot cocoa, 100%. They're not gay enough to be queer and not straight enough to be straight either. It's stupid. Oh, minimal. Bitch, I got a piece of vegan carrot cake between my legs. The fuck do you care? Exactly. Does everyone need to know my bra size as well? Whether I prefer pads or tampons? Do I need to disclose that every time I meet someone? Exactly the point. Where does that information then stop for them? When do they have enough information to judge you? Because that's what they're looking for. They're not looking to understand, they're looking to judge. Because if you have what they think you've got, then you're exactly what they thought. If you don't have what they think you've got, oh, how could, that's so unnatural, you can't win with these people. That's the issue. Because they're also not willing to listen. They're not willing to listen. Discourse and space, I feel you. I feel you, my love. Is so valid. Whoever you're with, happy star, it is so fucking valid. Whatever you identify yourself as, if you feel comfortable within that label, no one can take that away from you. No one has proof that I'm gay. There's no DNA test that you can take. I didn't take a fucking BuzzFeed quiz and fail and go, no, I want to be gay anyway. No one can prove anything. No one should have to prove anything, and no one does have to prove anything. Boom. Or calling them greedy or pick a side. Absolutely not. Fuck that shit. It is not greedy to love who you love. It is not greedy to love who you love. At all. At all. Some people's sexuality is different to their romantic attraction. 100%. 100%. There's aromantic, there's so many different facets that it is so stupid to tell any of them that they're not valid. Because what effect does that have on your life? Bi people aren't hurting me. Bi people aren't hurting me. They're not hurting anyone else by loving everyone. By loving who they want to love, it doesn't hurt anyone. Fuck my life. Hi, Emily, my love, you did come in at a great time, beautiful. Do you ever think about, with the older generation, they've been brought up only knowing one way. It's like a whole new thing for them to learn at 50 plus years old. I don't agree with them, but I also think it's them being uneducated, not being rude like everyone thinks. Oh, 100%, Phoebe. It's being a product of their time. It's being a product of their time, and it is hard to change mindsets that have served them for so long. The problem is that happens in every generation. That's going to happen to us. When we're 80 years old, the young people, the newer generation, are going to have a whole bunch of things that we don't agree with because it's not how we did things. And we're fools to think that we're not going to fall into that category. Yes, there are going to be people who are of our generation who will keep up with the times and who will accept everything that goes on. That will not be everyone. That will not be everyone. Everyone has their way of doing things and their way of keeping things and keeping their mind chugging. And sometimes progression is not one of those things. Then I realized that the people who matter know, and it didn't change a dang thing. And it shouldn't change a dang thing. If you lose people that you love because of your sexuality, it is better then than years later. I know that is a harsh reality. But if someone doesn't love you for you, they love you for their idea of you, then you're never going to be what they want. Unfortunately. Well, yes, they aren't straight enough to be straight or queer enough to be queer. They are bi. It's different. Exactly. Oh. Did I use a good FPF? What's an FPF? Profile picture? Is it profile picture? Is that what FPF stands for? If so, yes, whatever FPF you've chosen is beautiful. If it's you, that's wonderful. When they came out as gender fluid, other people just don't want to care. Some people don't. And unfortunately, it's our responsibility and job to cut those people loose. Because if they're not going to change and they don't want to change, you can't change anyone. You can't change anyone. So it's our job to basically just say like, okay, thanks. Oh yes, not being educated is definitely on you. Hot cocoa redeemed an awkward smile. Perfect timing, just through a really serious conversation. There we go. Imagine putting a limit on love. Imagine. Yeah, Laura, 100%. Read the fucking room. Especially putting it in twice. Oh no, take your validation elsewhere, please. We're having a discussion that's very important. Take it elsewhere. Your FPF or your PFP is not important in this conversation. Laura. On FB is, but PFP is prefer. Oh, did I say FP? I've probably said that several times. SPF? Do we need to sun slap everyone? Wonderful. Exactly, Myth. 100%. 100%. It does not change it at all. Unless you decide that it does. Then, that's your choice to make. That's your choice to make. But being with somebody does not change your sexuality. 100%. Myth, you are fucking valid and you are fucking beautiful. And I love you. I'd also love to not be called bi. Very much so. Again, it comes down to people not respecting labels. And ideally, yes, we would live in a world where we don't need labels. Have you seen the state of the world right now? Have you seen what's going on? Yes, it would be lovely. Let's stop thinking about utopia and work on what we've currently got. Because we're not going to get to utopia unless this shit gets sorted. We can't go from one extreme to another. It doesn't work like that. As nice as it would be, it doesn't work like that. Fill out myself by real life friends and family, and nothing has changed thus far. I'm very, very proud to be bi and feel very passionate about making sure that other bi individuals feel comfy and valid in sexuality, because something I do as an openly and confident bisexual. And that's wonderful, Emily. It is fantastic. It is fantastic that your friends and your family are like, cool, not a problem. That is fantastic. Ideally, we would live in a world where this entire conversation would never even need to happen in the first place. 100%. But they have a problem understanding that chocolate, vanilla, strawberry ice cream, that's a great one. Some days you're in the mood for only chocolate and vanilla. Some days you're not going to commit to a whole bowl and you just enjoy the taste of all three. Beautiful. Like I said yesterday, the only way to ever make change is the allies who have the platforms, who have the rights, and who have the voice make it known that this is what is needed to move us forward. Move us forward in the human race, 100%. The responsibility is not with the victims, it's with the oppressors. It goes for everything. And Dylan, welcome in, my love. So team, that's been a lovely long discussion. I know we said we do some Stardew. I feel like it's not the right time to play a game. After that discussion, I'm quite tired. Not with the discussion, I'm just tired in general. I'm quite not like brain dead, but more just like I'm fixated on all of this at the moment, you know? Yeah, it's a heavy conversation. We've been having it for like 2.5 hours. I really hope that the person who is in here voicing their concerns can see where we're coming from and hopefully open up a discussion that listens to our side as much as gives us their side. Like I say every day, it is not the job of LGBT to educate straight cis people about themselves. Google it's fucking free. Use it. If you would like a beautiful voice of reason, right fucking there. Because for those who don't know, Happy Star was the person who put out the beautiful first post where the comment was made, and the reason that I came in was because I was sick of this person, Happy Star, getting slandered. I was like, fuck no, not this beautiful person, not this person who's literally made a post to create a safe space. Being attacked in their own safe space, fuck that. I'm out. Not doing it. Take some me time, yes. Before we go though, I'd like to show you something. I'm going to change my transition for a second. I'd like to show you something. With the help of Milo, I managed to find a way to get this to look nice. I managed to find a way to get this to work. Milo helped a lot because Milo's got such a good eye for this stuff, and I sometimes get a bit confused when I can't see what's going on. Then we have this one.
I'm a savage.
Okay, you're welcome. And I see your truth. Let me mute that for a second. Hopefully that's still muted. Yes. So this is where it's going to be the trailer that introduces the show. Right now, I've just got a video just to see how it all works. Then we've got this, which is where I will then introduce the person and the show, welcome everyone in, talk about what we're going to discuss today. And then it goes to the guest intro, which I haven't done yet, which is because it looks like this. I've got to work out how to do it. I think I'm going to use the trailer one again. And then we've got this screen, which I need to work out what to do to fill this negative space down the bottom. So I need to fill this negative space down the bottom. I just don't know what width yet. But I can't really make this bigger because it's already so wide. Do you know what I mean? It's already so wide. Current question, Chippy. It might be difficult only because I then have to do every individual question and make sure it's the same length and takes up the same amount of space. Although, Chippy, actually having like a topic thing is actually a really good idea, and I'm thinking about it for more than 3 seconds. That's actually a really good idea to have my oh my God, Bubble, that would be great. Socials? As in like their socials? Like the guests' socials? But like a topic thing could also be really, it could be really quite nice. A topic thing could be good. I think that's a great thing. Both. I don't know how I feel about putting my socials there, only because like, maybe. Oh, I wish I could formulate like a widget. I wish I could formulate a widget that takes up that bottom space, right? And rotates through the topic of conversation and people's socials. That would be good. The only issue with people's socials is that there's so many of them and obviously takes up a fair bit of room lengthways to get their names in. It might be difficult to put everything. Plug socials in top right. Alerts in top left. That could be good. I just don't want it to get too busy. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to get so busy that you're not sure where to look. Even though it's the two of us, we're not sure where to like look, if that makes sense. I know, Milo, honestly, what was I thinking? You don't think I need anything, Ryan? I really feel like there's a bit of negative space I could... Like a ticker scroll through the overall topic, their socials. Is that like a thing I can do in like OBS? Or is that a thing I can do in stream elements as like a layer thing? Or move the cams down a bit? I could, but I like the cams seeming like they're slightly higher so that you think that it's... Because if we're low, it's prioritizing all the information at the top. Miller, I'm looking at not the white space, because that's where our names are going to go, but the space underneath that white space, where it goes from blue to purple to like a light purple at the end. Like a strolling stream elements widget I could use? Okay, I'll have a look for some of those. But I honestly think just topic. I mean, if I'm doing like a socials thing, I actually could probably do it here in the white thing, couldn't I? I could literally do it in the white thing and have it rotate those socials. You know? And Arian, I didn't get an alert. Oh, wait. I don't have alerts on this one. Arian, I'll play it when I go back to the other screen. I promise. Hi, Arian. Welcome in. Does have a scene with socials. Sick. Topics would be a clean look. Beautiful. In the center to balance it out. Perfect. That's what I was thinking. Because again, I don't want to get too convoluted. Because the topics here are going to be serious and proper topics. I want it to actually, you know. But anyway, that's what I've got so far. So again, start screen. Then you've got the trailer, which will introduce everything. Then you've got the intro. And then you've got, probably go back to this, which will have a video like maybe the channel trailer from the person I'm interviewing. And then it'll have this, which is where I actually interview them. So yes, this is what I've been working on. Just on the side, a little side project. The goal is to have it up and have the first episode ready to go by the 2nd of June. Second of June, which is in less than 2 weeks to get an entire show going. So we'll see. I've got a bit of voice recording stuff to do today, so it should be good. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to get to know some streamers. And I also need to start reaching out to streamers as well and actually asking people to be. And yes, so the idea is that this is going to be a live stream on Wednesday that goes for roughly 1 to 1.5 hours. It'll be short, it'll be simple, it'll be very, very different to a normal stream. All alerts and notifications and things will be slightly different, and they'll be up the top here. So new followers and things will be totally different. I'll probably use like a splash, like one of the splashes I've got. I'll probably use a splash. There will be no alert sounds because I don't want it to take away from what's happening here, if that makes sense. So obviously like your bits and things, if you choose to cheer those because apparently I can't fucking stop ya, will come up here, but you will not be getting a reaction from me, if that makes sense. Yes, it's all just going to be all of this here. You know? Does that make sense? I'm very, very excited for this. Very, very excited. And I'm really happy with how all this is turning out. I know, Lauren, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Cool. Well, team, let's go back to the chat screen. Oh, Arian, I can't... Happy! No. Stop it. Arian, I can't play because my OBS is, like, stuffed up. Hang on. If I try and reload overlays, give it a second. Just gonna give her a moment. Feel a little bit naked now without it. My activity feed has decided not to work. So Arian, thank you, my love, for the resub. I really, really appreciate that. And for 6 months, that's a long freaking time, dude. That's a long freaking time. And Hazel, the interviews are going to be on the person I'm interviewing. Yes, terms of service. I'm so exposate. Aaron, last week, I need to slow down and take care of my health. I'm taking on too much next minute. Hey guys, I'm adding. Tori, stop calling me out like this. I have decided, guys, I've made the tough decision. Hopefully you guys understand. I'm going to stop editing the Gobby's Next Top Model videos until I can afford to hire an editor. They take so long to do. They consume weeks and weeks of time just for like 1 or 2 videos. They're not helping me pay my bills. They're not helping me grow as a creator or as a person as much as I love them. I can't justify it being so unsustainable. So until I get an editor, then I'll start going back through them. But until that time, I have to focus on actually affording my cats and my house. Yeah, exactly, Eve. I gotta pay my bills first. Oh my god, Bubble. Fuck it. This is a thing I do, isn't it? I'm like, I'll just do like this little thing, and then I make it this whole fucking big. And Tori, my love, you know, you call me out too fucking good. That was like spot on. Honestly, Tara, I need to start charging them board. Ridiculous. Anyway, team, thank you for today. Not the Stream Deck not working, even though I'm running it as administrator. Are you joking? Oh, I run it as administrator and it's still not working. It's fine. It's fine. We'll live and we'll learn. Thank you guys for a really important, very hard discussion. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I might actually put this VOD on my YouTube channel because I think it's important to see and just to have somewhere if anyone needs to refer back to it or there was something in there that you're like, oh crap, I need to whatever. And again, everything I'm saying is not gospel of the community. It is my opinion. I do want to hear everyone's side of this conversation. It's not a debate. I want to be very clear. Although that is coming into semantics, semantics are important. It's not a debate. It's not an argument. It's a conversation. No one's fighting, at least from my perspective, no one's fighting. No one's arguing for what's right and what's wrong. Right? Chani, just it's a full-on VOD, my love. Just be careful. It's a full-on VOD. It's a full-on VOD. Yes. But yes, is there anything else you guys want to say? I don't want to just end because I'm done with the conversation. Is there anything else that you guys need to say and get off your chest while we have the space, while the space is still here? I really appreciate how level-headed you stay and how you like to expressly provide assurance that this is a safe space for women. It's a much-needed oasis from my online personnel. But of course, for those who've been here, you know how much I fucking loathe spaces that are not inclusive and supportive. not just inclusive, supportive and uplifting of women. That's very important. Shamaya, you are a fucking beautiful legend. Mwah, you're a beautiful fucking legend. And you have a gorgeous fucking voice. I love your fucking accent. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hair's really not on fleek today, but it's fine. Elf.
Stop being generous. You know the rules.
No, Eva. Okay. We're ending stream before you guys get too fucking ahead of yourselves. Let us find someone to raid. Let me see if there is anyone online that I would like to raid. And if not, I think it's probably best that we leave it here today. I don't want to necessarily take this particular energy into streams that are maybe like, or not on the same wavelength of, I mean, it's been intense today.
How's it, Laura?
A sentence again I've not often said. Today's been intense, so I think maybe upping off to another place that is also doing intensity is maybe not the best. Laura, thank you, my love. Very cheeky. Oh, well. Let me unfollow this person. Perfect. Someone was online that yes, unfollow. Thank you. So, I'm not seeing anyone that I'm like, you know what? We need to take what we've got here over there. To my beautiful mods, is there anyone that you're aware of? Is there anyone you're aware of that we could take this kind of energy over to? Also playing started. Oh, Lauren, you get me. You get me, darling. You get me. Well, let's filter through. The LGBTQIA plus tag. Why not? Why not? Kimmy really did pop off today. She did. I know we were playing Stardew. But not a fit for today, I think. I think I agree, Myth. I love you guys very, very much. I think maybe... Oh, you DM'd me? On Discord. Milo, so sexy. Stop it. All right. Okay, let me have a quick look and see if it's the right fit for today. Because it might not be the right fit for today, Milo, but maybe another one. Hi, Shezzy. How you doing? Oh, my God. I love this. I love this.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
I reckon I'm going to follow and for another time, my love, for another time, because this looks like the place I want to be.
GobbysGayming. Okay, we have a fellow gay. Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
No, come. Okay, we've got to. Come on.
What am I supposed to do right now?
They seem really lovely. We've got to go.
Where are you going, Gobbies? Gobby? Oh gosh, is that a...
Okay, yeah. Come on. He's asked me how my day is. We got to go send the love over there. All right, so guys, we're going to go and raid an unstable Pisces. Now, thank you as always to my incredible mods. You guys did a fantastic job today. Thank you. I really appreciate everything you guys have done for me today and the last couple of days. And thank you to my top tier patrons, Sarah the Scientist and Lazarus, for your support, and my big fucking trouble tier. Thank you to everyone for having this conversation, for holding this conversation, and for listening to other people's perspectives. That's the biggest thing that we can do, is listen to other people's perspectives. We are going to go and raid Unstable Pisces, who seems like they're very chill and also very lovely and very kind. What else can I say? Oh, as always, here are our beautiful raid alerts. So feel free to copy and paste those. I'm going to pop you guys on the stream ending screen. I'm going to count down. And to finish off today with some fun, and leave you guys kind of hanging, I've started seeing someone. You guys are too fucking funny.
Shadow team. In the back. Oh, hello, Raven.